While we are a transportation company, that is a portion of what we do. We provide services to trade shows and special events. We provide a lot of labor services, equipment rentals, management services. So the trucking is a portion of what we do.
We purchased the building in July of 2006. It was a 70,000 square foot building.
We got our first bill with nobody in the building, no air conditioning supposedly running, no lights, no electrical, no faxes, no computers. The bill was like $3,500, $3,600.
We didn't buy this building for a short-term investment. We bought it for a long-term investment.
So we started doing some really quick research early on about the geothermal.
I used to put a cage on top of the thermostat, put it so that you couldn't even get a pencil in there to change the temperature if you wanted to. Why? It's very expensive to heat a general office area and a warehouse area.
It definitely was a leap of faith. There was no other building, not only in Canada, but in North America, that has undergone, at that time, 5 years ago, such a mammoth retrofit of the building.
The payback actually turned out to be less than 5 years. The reason it turned out to be less than 5 years, energy costs certainly went up. And the other thing we discovered with geothermal is that you have a dramatically lower cost of maintenance compared to a traditional heating and air conditioning system. It's not just about us doing what we're doing, it's about sharing that information. Our polyurethane roof came from the expertise that the people at the International Center.
Maintenance on the roof, that and our old roof was anywhere between $600 to $700 a year just on regular smaller roof maintenance, is basically zero.
They literally blow on top of the existing roof up to an R24 value, about 3.5 inches. And then on top of that, they applied a white finish, and the reason for the white finish, in the wintertime, you want to absorb the heat that's coming from the sun, anything, and in the summertime, it actually repels the heat.
We design and build exhibits, and all of that focuses is around recycling, reusing, and using everything we can to its ultimate lifespan.
We certainly have been taking some of the lessons learned from Partners in Green. An example, as you'll hear from some of our management, we are doing a tremendous amount of work now in recycling our everyday materials, things like wood, carpet materials that we come in contact with, shrink wrap materials, and so on.
Done that ever since I've been in this business, actually, but it just happens to coincide. It's now fashionable to do that, whereas one time it wasn't.
In order to make the geothermal system work, you have to do a bunch of other things. One, you have to make sure that you're lowering your hydro cost. So we did things like, in the office areas, we put solar tubes so that we're not using fluorescent tubes, which is taking the natural light that's available out there and having that light up the office areas. We're taking advantage of things like double pane windows so we don't have any heat loss in the winter. The warehouse lighting was all changed to T5 lights. We reduced our energy consumption by 50%. We also put up fans in the warehouse so that the geothermal, as it creates the heat, is now pushing it back into the working area as opposed to letting it rise and escape to the roof. The loading docks were all retrofitted. We put in steel insulated doors with a plexiglass window. We also put a foam-filled cushion around the loading dock, so when the truck comes in, it's nestled in. There's no air loss. The door doesn't get open until the receiver sees that the truck has fully engaged into the loading dock system. You can see that through the plexiglass window, and now he opens up the door. If you're thinking about the long term, I'm not talking about just a 6-year payback. If you're planning as an investor in your building to do the right thing, both from an environmental standpoint, but also for a long-term investment, it makes no sense to use the traditional heating and air conditioning systems that are out there.